The Rogue Invitational takes place between the 28th and the 30th of October, and we are continuing our mini-series today, taking a look at Wide Pavlo Nakonechnyy. So as always, we're taking a look at their competition history this year, how we think they'll do on these events, and rating their overall chances. So until it is, Wide Pavlo, he is a monster. He carries so much muscle, he's huge, he's got a massive deadlift.
Deadlift. You shouldn't elongate your D. So Pavlo's competed just twice these last 12 months. The first time obviously being the Giants Live World Open in Cardiff, which he won. And then the second being the Giants Live World Tour Final in Glasgow, where he placed 4th.
Pavlo Nakonechnyy, Wide Pavlo, he's got a huge deadlift, he's fast, he's young, he's got a massive amount of muscle on his frame, and he's keen to prove he's one of the best in the world. Big opportunity for him to compete at the Rogue Invitational. So far, just the 2 Giants Live shows this year, but from winning in Cardiff, I think really that was what cemented his invite to this show. How do we think he can do?
Let's look at the events then, Lozzie. And we don't have as much information for Pavlo because he's still so new to Strongman, isn't he? But that's fun because it means we can speculate more.
It is fun. I mean, Pavlo's only competed in 5 internationals, so he really hasn't had a hugely long career yet. Obviously coming from powerlifting. And from what we've seen of Pavlo, he has just crazy potential. You know, I can see this guy 2 years' time being a dominant force. Right now, he is a pain in the ass to some of the top guys. He has events where he can really do well. And there's still mistakes being made. There's some weaknesses that still need to be worked on. But you can really see, give him another 2 years of training, he is going to be a monster.
Event number 1 then is possibly one of Pavlo's favourite events. It is going to be the deadlift for reps. Elevated deadlift this time. Obviously we've seen him a few times, it's more standard height, but it's going to be for 1,000 pounds, 18 inches.
I don't think it matters what deadlift you throw at this man, he's going to score big points.
Yeah.
Potentially he could win this event. We've talked about Alexei Novikov being exceptional from higher pulls, but this guy is a beast.
Yeah.
Every single time you watch him deadlift, it's perfect technique, very powerful. I don't think it matters if it's from the floor, if it's with an axle, if it's elevated. I think Pavlo is scoring big points when it comes to a deadlift.
Event number 2 then, the Sear Dumbbell Ladder. And we saw him do a dumbbell in Giants Live in Glasgow. Wasn't his best scoring event, was it?
No, I think the dumbbell, it just requires a little bit more finesse and technique, and he just needs a bit more work on it. Most of the Ukrainian athletes are very well trained on the dumbbell, so I'm expecting him to get better at this event. But from a recent performance, it wasn't the best, so he may drop some points, especially when you consider the level of opposition he's going to be up against.
Next is the Husafel Sandbag Carry for distance, and we haven't seen Pavlo do this type of event yet, but everything tells me he's going to be good at this event.
He's got the frame for it, you know, he's got the long wingspan, he's tall, and he moves very well, so potentially could be a very good event for him. The only thing I will say is we've seen Pavlo on loading type events, medley type events. Sometimes he just gets so ahead of himself and can make him cause mistakes. But there is potential on this one for him to do very well. And it could be an event that sort of makes or breaks his competition.
So the first event of day 2 is the roller coaster, which is the 3 sandbag loads into the cart, which they will then pull arm over arm style up a hill. Now, I think Pavlo could win this event. Surely, we know he's so quick at loading. He has a really strong back. He's got the strong legs. He's got the good grip from powerlifting. He looks built for an event like this.
He does, and we've got no kind of history to go off in terms of.
He did an arm over arm.
I can't go on that one. It was such a light, quick sprint, so we can't really take what he did in the Middle East Strongest Man competition.
Win it, though.
He did,
that event.
And he has the potential again to be very good at this event. As he said, loading he's been very good at in what we have seen, and with that back strength, with the long levers, potentially again could be a great event for Pavlo where he causes the favourites, if you like, a lot of problems, or could get between some of the favourites as well. That could be very interesting.
Next is the yoke into the log. And like you've said, we've seen him make a few mistakes before. And this is, I would say, like a mistake-prone event, if you like. There's a lot that could go wrong here, as we saw last year.
And to be fair, yokes have not been his best event. His log is solid, very solid. There's better log lifters in the competition. But his yoke performances haven't been the best. And it surprises me because you think his farmer's walk is very, very quick. You think he's got great core strength, great leg strength. So again, give him a little bit more time. I think it will be a good event for him.
The thing is as well, with these very new athletes, they have the ability to progress so quickly on events, don't they?
Someone like Pavlo really does.
He might turn up and absolutely run with that yoke. We just don't know, do we?
You don't know. I think from what I've seen, it's not going to be the banker event for him. You know, there's other events that are better. And with the likes of Mitch Hooper in this competition, Bobby Thompson, some incredible log lifters, some incredible yoke runners, it could be an event where maybe he's not scoring such big points, but we shall see. He needs to get through the yoke as effectively and as efficiently as possible. His log lifting is solid. You kind of know. The funny thing with the log in this one, every single athlete competing is capable of doing a 160 log for 3 reps.
Oh, yeah.
It's whether they can do it after doing the yoke first. How much has that taken out of them? Have they made mistakes? From what we've seen with that kind of recklessness that he has sometimes, if he goes like a bat out of hell and drops it, has to re-pick up, that starts to take more out of your legs.
Yeah.
So it could be an interesting one. If he has a flawless run, maybe he scores good points, but it's somewhere where he could potentially drop points.
And the final event is the Inverstones over the hitching post. Now, we know he's a great Atlas stone lifter, but like we say, this is quite different, isn't it?
It is new event for him, and again, it's how well he adapts. Can he figure out these stones quickly? He's got all the tools to be good. It's just what the preparation's been like and how he copes. Does he watch the other athletes? You know, someone like Martin, someone like Alexei, they figure out everything.
Yeah.
Can Pavlo do the same thing? Is he good at adapting to different types of events? That's going to be the
intelligence into the performance.
Absolutely. He has all the tools when it comes to the physical attributes. It's just whether he can put it all together in a competition. He's one of the hardest athletes to really predict on where he will place for this show. It is a really hard one to predict because there's a few events in there he could win, but maybe he makes a mistake and comes near the bottom of the table. I genuinely am finding him hard to predict, but I'm going to be brave.
Brave. You're so brave.
Like I said, I think give Pavlo another year or two, he's going to be an absolute beast. I think he's going to be top 2 in the deadlift.
Yeah.
But then I think the competition is going to start slipping for him a bit with mistakes and pressure. And I think he's going to end up, actually, I think 5th or 6th or 7th, somewhere around there.
Interesting. So it's so hard with someone like Pavlo because, like you said, we don't have much to go on. We know he's an incredibly gifted athlete. We haven't seen him do a 2-day show before. Like, how's that longer format going to affect him? Because for some guys it works in their favour, for others not so much. I think Pavlo's biggest issue right now is him in his own head. I think he's put off by things quite easily and he gets a little bit stressed and panicky when things don't go perfectly to plan. But I think if he can have the really good start on the deadlift, that's going to give him a lot of confidence going forward. And I think if he can bring it all together, I have him in my top 5. I'm putting him 4th.
Like I said,
not quite podium yet.
I think you give him a year, give him 2 years, he's going to be one of the absolute best strongmen on the planet.
Yeah.
I just think right now he still makes mistakes. He's still learning. He's still so new to it.
We
have five competitions. That's it.
I know, and this is the toughest lineup we have seen him up against.
Yeah, there's no freebies with this one. Every single athlete is good, and just one mistake could cost you. But if he puts it all together, who knows? So there we go, guys. Wide Pavlo, an exciting prospect in Strongman. I think this Rogue Invitational is going to be a great learning curve for him. Potentially, you know, he's got the sky is the limit for Pavlo. I do feel he still needs a little bit more experience, and this will definitely give it to him. But let us know your thoughts as always. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys next time.